Typically, once December hits, I enter what I call survival mode. I am not thriving. I am not joyful. I am keeping my head down and just making it day by day. Sometimes it's so bad, it's hour by hour. And last year I made a video about this and I actually finally learned what it's called, the holiday blues. Normally it's centered around December, but sometimes for me, there have been years where it started as early November to mid-November, because of course we have Thanksgiving and the holidays are very heavily centered around family, the aspect of family. And no surprise, I don't have the greatest relationship with mine, and that's okay. It's fine. But that doesn't mean there aren't effects of not having a good relationship. It has led me to really dread the holiday season because everything around me becomes happy-go-lucky, family, happy, happy, joy, joy. And that's just not how I'm feeling inside. And up until last year, I actually never knew what it was called. I just knew that I got this depressive feeling for those 2 months and that I was just chugging along, trying to make it till January, trying to get through those 2 months and pretend like they don't exist. Funny enough, I actually didn't know how big YouTube was until a few years ago. I know that's probably really weird considering I grew up with YouTube. But to me, I only ever used YouTube to look at music videos or make a music playlist for when I was studying in college. It wasn't until I helped Nico start his channel that I realized how big YouTube actually was and how useful YouTube was. So when I was doing a little bit of research for my video last year, that's how I came across the name Holiday Blues and how I discovered that all those feelings, all those negative, sad feelings I was having, they actually have a name. And once I was able to put a name to it, it did kind of like make more sense to me because it's like, now I can identify what this is. Now, as I've gotten older, I did notice that year after year, as I've matured little by little, I have been able to identify like, I'm starting to get those depressive, sad, boohoo feelings. And I've been able to kind of like identify when it's starting, what days are really bad, and I can get myself through the holiday season. And year after year, it gets a little bit better. It really does. It takes time, but it gets better. And it was on my birthday where I kind of had this light bulb moment where it's like, hey, I know I've been kind of dreading the holiday season as usual, but it hasn't actually been as bad. Like I wasn't as on edge or anxious on my birthday, and it wasn't that bad. I was very distracted because I had to go to work, and I realized like, this whole month has actually been not too bad. Like I did have days where I had those negative feelings, the holiday blues feelings, but they weren't lingering. They weren't at the forefront of my mind as much as they have been in the past. And part of me wondered, like, did I finally reach that point where I am over it, where I have accepted my situation, I've accepted my choices in life and my relationships, and have I finally accepted all of those things and now I'm at a point where I'm at peace? Have I essentially gotten over it, moved on from everything? Like, is that why I'm not quite as bothered by the holiday season this year? I was hopeful, but the answer is no. I think really what happened was that I was just heavily distracted the past 2 months, the past 4 months, honestly. Ever since our family obtained the shop and I had to start working there, it has been very distracting, but in a good way. It's been distracting in a way where I'm kept busy. I don't have time to dwell on how sad I feel or how the holidays make me feel, how I don't like the holidays, or how we put the emphasis on family. I just didn't have time to be moping, to be in my head, essentially. Because I was so busy trying to learn my new role, figure out my place in the shop, and how I can be of use to everybody, I've been preoccupied, more or less, trying to figure out a good balance of maintaining the house, as well as work, as well as YouTube, as well as Nico's YouTube, because good Lord, I'm so behind on editing his videos. I guess I finally have a busy enough schedule where I just don't have time to dwell on negativity. Now that I've realized it's possible to not have the holiday blues, that it's possible for me to go through my day-to-day routine, work, all the shit I need to do without moping, without having these doom and gloom thoughts in my head. It's like on one hand, I knew it was possible. I knew eventually it would be something I could overcome. But in a way, it was also reassuring of like, oh, it is possible to not have these thoughts, these feelings, and to just get through the holiday season kind of neutral. Don't get me wrong, it was still plenty stressful. It's still the holiday season, but it was a lot more, I wouldn't say I was happy, but I was a lot more neutral. Like I was a lot more in the middle in terms of my emotions. I wasn't super happy and excited, but at the same time, I wasn't super sad. So neutral, I think, is very good. Neutral, I think, it's a good start, considering this past holiday season was the first time where I've just been so busy to think about my thoughts and be in my thoughts and feelings, the negative thoughts and feelings. Now that I know it's possible to go about my day and not be bothered, not be preoccupied with those, it's made me want to work harder on solving all my issues. And honestly, I think another thing that really helped was the fact that I have been making videos all last year, because every single video I made, in some way, it resolved some sort of, I don't want to say trauma, all these like buzzwords that people use these days but bug me, because like even though they could be accurate, I just feel like they're taken so out of context and so overused. So I don't want to say trauma, but I feel like every video I've made has helped resolve or bring awareness to myself some sort of issue that I have or had. I feel like with the awareness or resolution of each one of those issues, I'm able to kind of like, oh, this sounds so cheesy, but I'm able to heal, That's what I'm trying to say. Again, all those buzzwords, they make everything sound so cheesy and they make everything sound so overused and so dramatic. But like, if you take away all these social aspects of these buzzwords, they are still true. I do feel like I am healing with each video, which is my goal. My goal has been to talk about my problems, see if anyone else relates, see if anyone else can learn from my mistakes, see if anyone else can teach me something, see if I can help make anybody else's life easier, better by hearing that they're not alone or hearing that they're not the only ones with the problem. That has been my goal. And I do feel like making these videos and having talked through some of my issues and thoughts and feelings has brought me a sense of peace. I'm not like completely at peace. No, there's still a ton going on in this head, but I'm saying that I feel like if I were a puzzle, I am slowly getting one piece at a time in its proper place. Before, it was kind of like I was aware of some of my issues because I could see the puzzle pieces, but they were all scrambled. And I was in the process of having to sort it, like, this is an edge piece. These pieces have this color in common. These pieces have this color in common. I feel like I was still in the sorting phase. And since making these videos, I have felt like I am finally in the starting to assemble the puzzle phase. I'm starting to kind of come to terms with some parts of myself. Oh, this video is straying from like reflecting on last year's holiday blues to like how have I gotten better as I made videos for YouTube. But I just don't have time to waste to think about how sad I am, how I don't like the holidays. And I don't think you have to like the holidays. Just because the holidays is being marketed as something that's like happy-go-lucky and like festive and sparkles and decorations, you don't have to like it. I don't think you have to like it. Even if you don't have the holiday blues, even if you don't have family issues, even if you don't have internal issues, I don't think you have to like it if you just don't like it. It's like not everyone likes every single holiday. There's people who love Christmas, there's people who love Thanksgiving, who love Halloween, but they may not like all of them. And I feel like you can just not care for holidays in general, and there are people who will love holidays in general. So I think there could be a time where I just get to the point where I'm just neutral. And I think neutral is a good baseline goal for me. I really wanted to get a video out last week, and I really thought I could do it because I was like, okay, I like took off the rest of December, which was only like a week, but I'm gonna start off January with a video and we're gonna go every other week. But we had a big event at work on Saturday, and I was gonna film on Saturday because the whole last week leading up to Saturday, we were prepping for the events, and I just ran out of time, y'all, okay? But now I'm still sticking to my every other week schedule because that's all I can manage. But if I can get ahead of schedule, then maybe I can start filming extra after that and start inputting I don't know. We're working on it every other week, okay? Every other week. And I'm going to try my hardest to keep my every other week posting schedule because I understand that's not that hard, but I'm still working on my time management, okay? And I'm getting new responsibilities at work that I wasn't originally supposed to have. So I'm learning to juggle those and learn new tasks and skills. So bear with me, but I'll see you next time.